It's 11 p.m. You just finished your day job, grabbed a terrible snack, and now it's time for the side hustle. You open your laptop, stare at 17 open browser tabs, and then paralysis hits.
I've been through this, my friend. So before you start a side hustle, think twice, Tony.
You've got the idea, you've got the ambition, and maybe even a little bit of cash. So why does this feel like running through wet cement? We think the problem is time or skill or maybe just a lack of funding. But the killer of 90% of new side hustles isn't money, time, or lack of skill. The hidden cost you are paying is cognitive load. I call it mental drag. Cognitive load is the exhaustion that comes not from doing the work, but from making too many low-value decisions about the work. It's the invisible tax on your limited mental bandwidth. And here's why we ignore it. We confuse high-friction mental work, researching, planning, comparing 10 different systems with actual progress. It feels productive, but it's actually the highest friction brake pad on your hustle. Think about it this way. When you start a side hustle, you budget for physical barriers. You know you might spend $50 on a domain name. That's easy to track, but you don't budget for the 10 hours you spend comparing domain names, checking every TLD, and then changing the name 3 times. The money cost is visible. The mental barrier is invisible, yet far more expensive. Every decision you avoid making now is a debt that gets filed away in your brain's attic, ready to collapse on you at 11 p.m. This mental drag thrives on perfectionism. If you believe your minimum viable product requires 8 different moving parts, then you have 8 separate sources of cognitive friction blocking your launch. You're not just trying to build a business, you're trying to build a perfect, fully automated rocket ship when all you actually need is a skateboard to see if anyone even wants to go down the hill. When we feel overwhelmed, our brain plays a nasty trick. It tells us the solution is more information. We seek out the complex tutorial, the super detailed software comparison, the advanced strategy, thinking that the complexity is the key. It's not. Complexity feels safe because it delays the terrifying moment of action, that it only deepens your mental debt. So, where does cognitive load show up most often? These are the 3 places where new side hustlers bleed their mental energy dry, confusing preparation with progress. Killer number 1. The platform paradox, the tool hoarding trap. You subscribe to 7 different email providers, 3 funnel builders, and a scheduler before you have 1 paying customer. You're constantly comparing features you don't need. Does this one have an advanced SMS integration? Do I need the $99 plan? The mental drag here is huge, constantly having to update passwords, deciding where to save files, moving data between systems, and the monthly anxiety of paying for tools that generate 0 income. You are paying a mental and monetary fee just to keep the infrastructure running, when what you need is a plain spreadsheet and a contact form. Killer 2. The infinite research rabbit hole. You've watched 45 hours of YouTube tutorials on how to SEO your blog when you haven't written the first post. You're not trying to learn, you're hoarding options. You now know 10 different ways to optimize a meta description, which means when you finally sit down to write one, you enter severe analysis paralysis. The mental drag is the stress of knowing too much about things you're not ready to implement. Research feels passive and safe, but it makes the jump to action 10 times harder because the weight of all that knowledge holds you back. Killer 3. The aesthetics black hole. Spending 2 weeks designing the perfect logo, picking fonts, and finalizing the color palette for a product nobody has validated yet. You're prioritizing polish over proof. This is a massive sinkhole of cognitive load because it makes you feel like you're doing real work. We need to treat our mental energy like the scarce resource it is. If you want to successfully launch, you have to ruthlessly simplify. This is the Minimalist Framework for reducing cognitive load. Strategy 1. The single tool stack. For any function, selling, emailing, designing, pick the cheapest or simplest tool and commit to it for 90 days. 0 feature comparison. If you need to sell a digital product, use Gumroad or Etsy. Do not look at Shopify, Squarespace, or building a custom website until you prove the idea works and you have 10 paying customers. Strategy 2. The ugly launch, or the 60% rule. Launch when your product or service is 60% ready. Your goal right now is validation. Does anyone care enough to pay, not perfection? Reduce decisions about aesthetics to 0. If you spend 5 minutes on a logo, it's good enough. If you spend 5 hours, you're paying the cost. Strategy 3. The boundaries block. Assign specific, limited hours for your side hustle, and then stop. Crucially, stop working on complex planning or creation past 8 p.m. Decision fatigue is highest when you're tired. Those late-night planning sessions where you spiral into researching 10 different hosting companies are prime breeding grounds for mental drag. Strategy 4. The one metric that matters system. Stop juggling 10 different goals. This week, define one single metric for success. Is it getting 5 e-nails, making 1 sale, finishing the first draft? If it doesn't directly contribute to that one goal, it gets pushed to next week. This eliminates the cognitive load of constant prioritization. Remember this: your brain capacity is your most limited and expensive resource, not your bank account. Simplicity is not lazy. It is the highest leverage action a beginner can take. It forces you to focus only on the value creation that truly matters. So, here is my challenge to you. Identify one thing you've been agonizing over, a logo, a feature, a tool comparison, and make the simplest choice, right now. Commit to it. Stop paying the mental tax. If you found this useful, hit that like button and subscribe for more strategies on building low-friction businesses. Tell me in the comments, what is the one thing you are overcomplicating right now?